shadows whispered secrets, there stood an old theater, the Manora, known for its haunting performances and the ethereal beauty of its dancers. Among them was Lila, a mesmerizing dancer whose movements captivated all who watched. However, Lila harbored a secret that would intertwine her fate with the theater's dark history. The enigma of Lila. Lila had been dancing at the Manora for years, earning acclaim for her performances that seemed to transcend reality. But behind her radiant smile lay a burden. She was haunted by visions of a woman in a flowing gown, dancing in the ceiling of the theater. This apparition would appear during rehearsals, her graceful movements echoing Lila's own, yet filled with an unsettling sorrow. The theater's lore spoke of a tragic past. Decades ago, a dancer named Amara had mysteriously vanished during a performance. Rumors swirled that she had been consumed by jealousy and despair, leaving behind an unfinished dance that echoed through the halls. Lila felt an inexplicable connection to Amara, as if their souls were intertwined across time. The Dance of Shadows. As Lila prepared for the upcoming performance of the Midnight Waltz, she noticed strange occurrences around her. Props would shift positions overnight, and whispers filled the air when no one was present. The other dancers dismissed her concerns, attributing them to the stress of the upcoming show. One evening, while practicing alone on stage, Lila felt compelled to look up at the ceiling. To her shock, she saw Amara's figure dancing gracefully above her. The sight was both beautiful and terrifying. Amara's expression was one of longing and despair. In that moment, Lila understood that Amara was trapped in a cycle of unfulfilled dreams. Determined to uncover the truth behind Amara's fate, Lila delved into the theater's archives and discovered that Amara had been betrayed by her lover, who had left her for another dancer. Consumed by heartbreak, she had danced her final performance with such fervor that it led to her disappearance. The unraveling. As opening night approached, Lila found herself increasingly drawn to Amara's spirit. During rehearsals, she began incorporating elements of Amara's lost dance into her own performance. The other dancers noticed the change. Lila's movements became more fluid and hauntingly beautiful. On the night of the performance, the theater was packed with an eager audience. As Lila took center stage, she felt Amara's presence enveloping her. With each step, she danced not just for herself but for Amara, each twirl and leap echoing the sorrowful notes of a melody only they could hear. Suddenly, during a pivotal moment in the dance, Lila felt as if she were being lifted off the ground. She glanced upward and saw Amara's ghostly figure guiding her movements from above. The audience gasped in awe as Lila transcended reality, becoming one with Amara in a breathtaking display of unity between life and death. The revelation. As the final notes played and Lila reached the climax of her performance, something unexpected happened. Instead of fading away after their dance together, Amara's spirit began to pull Lila upwards toward the ceiling. Panic surged through Lila as she realized that she might be trapped in this ethereal realm forever. Just as she felt herself slipping away from reality, a sudden clarity washed over her. In that moment of fear and revelation, Lila understood that Amara's spirit sought not to claim her but to find closure for herself. The unfinished dance had bound them together, a bond forged from shared pain and longing. With newfound strength, Lila focused on their connection and began to dance not just as a performer but as a vessel for Amara's story. She poured every ounce of emotion into their final act together, a dance that told both their tales of heartbreak and resilience. As they completed their dance under the dim lights of the Manora, Amara's spirit smiled at Lila with gratitude before dissolving into shimmering dust that filled the air like confetti. The audience erupted into applause, unaware of the profound exchange that had just taken place on stage. The aftermath. After that night, Lila found herself changed forever. She continued to perform at the Manora but now carried with her a sense of peace, both for herself and for Amara. The whispers in the theater faded away as if they had finally found solace. Years later, as she stood backstage watching new dancers prepare for their performances, Lila often shared stories about Amara with them, not as a ghostly figure but as an inspiration who taught her about love and loss through dance. And sometimes, late at night when no one else was around, she would look up at the ceiling and feel a gentle breeze caress her face, a reminder that some spirits never truly leave. They simply find new ways to dance among us.